What is up, everybody? Josh Tapp here again, and welcome back to the Lucky Titan. And today we're here with Maggie Berghoff, who is, and I just said your name wrong, Maggie Berghoff. The H is silent, everybody. You're used to me messing up on the names here, so it's exciting. So she is the founder and CEO of Celproceo and MaggieBerghoff.com. And when we first started our conversation pre-interview, I was really intrigued by what she's been doing and how they've been growing their company, because as a lot of you know, we don't really cover a lot about your health and your well-being on the show. We really talk more about business and marketing strategies. But what was cool is the way Maggie's team has been building their company and they work with their clients is it really does translate over. So I'm excited to really delve into that and talk about, the line between health and your business today in the interview. So Maggie, say what's up to everybody and then we'll hop in.
Yeah, what's up? I'm so excited to be here and just help you guys navigate your personal and professional life. Yeah.
Love it. Well, and I want to ask you this, Maggie, just to kind of kick the interview off, because, I know for myself, I'm constantly in this ebb and flow when it comes to managing my health or focusing on business. Like right now we're in the process of buying another company. And so my fitness and my health, everything kind of gets pushed to the side while I focus on that. And then I come back to it because I'm getting fat, right? So it's kind of that stark wake up call back and forth. So I want to ask you, how you're helping people to navigate that first off.
Yeah. Well, so we work with super high performing men and women and like we get it, right? That's how I work. I'm a type, all of the things, type A, busy, go getter. I want to pile more on my plate. And that's what most of you guys want to do too. Like you don't want to slow down. You're after piling more on your plate and you want to go faster. You want to go further. You want to do more. And so our job at Celproceo and just like in everything that we do and always have done is to help you do that without sacrificing your health. So it's not either or, it's just strategic planning. Just like you would analyze your business growth, we're analyzing your body and your health, and we're making sure that during those times of launch or buying companies or scaling from the 5 to 10 million mark or whatever it is that you're doing, during those times, your body is protected and it's actually wired stronger so it can perform better for you. So you're more creative and you actually will end up doing better through those times if you do focus a little bit on both.
I love that because it's integration, right? Instead of saying picking and choosing. And I know for me, one of my big problems as a type A, right, is I'll drive. My problem is I leave a trail of wreckage behind me half the time, right? And so stopping and cleaning up that mess, whether that's health or anything in business, it does end up taking a lot more time after all said and done because I didn't just stop and focus and be consistent. Mm-hmm. So when you work with somebody like a CEO, for example, how do you recommend they start improving upon their own performance, gaining that energy and really increasing the performance levels?
Well, I think that, like you said, energy is one of the biggest things. Like, I mean, how amazing would it be for everybody just to wake up bursting with energy, like so excited to start the day, and then not to lose that energy, not to have that afternoon crash, not to get home from work and just totally like zonk and, hit the couch, right? To have energy is something huge. And then that ties to having great sleep. So those are two things to focus on, like at the very start of things, is getting your sleep on point. And it's not just 8 hours of sleep. It's actually the quality of sleep, not just quantity. So like how are you sleeping at night? What are you doing before you sleep? How are you waking up? Are you rested? And then just getting your adrenal glands, which will help to provide you energy levels, in sync with a great, I'm using too many science words, but a great circadian rhythm, which is like the biological clock of your body. This is going to help you have more energy throughout the day that is sustained. That's going to keep you feeling really great.
Well, and let's talk about that because we have smart listeners. They know words.
I'm like, oh shoot, I mean, too many science things.
That's okay.
I'm a total health nerd.
That's okay. I'm a business nerd, and we talk over people's head all the time here. So I am genuinely curious about the cycles, the energy cycles, because we interviewed a guy just a few weeks ago and he was talking about your sleep cycles and how actually 7 hours is the best sleep cycle. And I was really intrigued by that because we're always preached to, you've got to have 8. But I'm the kind of person, if I sleep 7, I'm much happier because, and for him, he was telling me it's because that's when I wake up. But you're saying there's like this happens all day, not just when you're sleeping.
Yeah. So it's first of all, it's not even to me the hours, but the quality. It's what you're doing before, after, and during the day. So even things that you do like right in the morning can activate a stronger sleep cycle at night. So for example, stepping outside in the morning and having the sun touch your skin actually will activate mitochondrial cells in your body, which will increase your energy levels and help to increase your sleep at night. Same thing like in the evening, like just stepping outside for free in the evening sunset literally will help boost your melatonin levels naturally, which of course will help you sleep better. So it's things that you're doing throughout the day and just to keep your think of your cells, like think of your body and your cells like a battery. Like you want to keep your battery all the way green to the like full to the max all day long. And if you're running where it's, flickering, giving you 3% warnings all day, there's no way that you're going to be able to focus and be creative and productive like you should be.
Wow, what a cool idea! A cool concept to think about your energy that way, because I mean, your body's giving you warnings when it's like I'm done, And for me, it's I have if I eat lunch and I sit down, I'm done. And so I will usually take the rest of the day off and go do other things. Right, I work really hard until lunch, and I've seen that's been very beneficial for my own lifestyle. But you're talking, even just stepping outside will reactivate those. And I am genuinely curious because so we live in Idaho, and 3 months out of the year it's cloudy
Mhm.
when it's snowy, right? So how are you getting that same levels when you can't step out into the sunshine?
Yeah, it's harder. I was born and raised in Indiana. I totally get it. So I get that. You can do it artificially. So you could have light bulbs in your house that actually activate UVB and help to synthesize vitamin D and get that activation, that light cycle, right? You could also do things like where, if you've ever heard of blue light blocking glasses at night, they have like that amber tinted like sheen to it, and it'll help to block out the blue light so that you get those red, amber, sunset type of tints. So there's things that you can do artificially, but the biggest, most important thing is if you're in Idaho or somewhere where there's winter or clouds all the time, like a true winter, like Indiana, Idaho winter, you're probably gonna need some vitamin D supplementation. So even like sun and circadian rhythm aside, the maybe even more important is your vitamin D levels are likely very low. And so I would go to a functional medicine practitioner or your doctor and have your vitamin D levels checked. And even just prioritizing that can impact your mood, your metabolism, your sleep. Vitamin D is essential to the body. So if you're not able, and even if you are in, sunny California, Southern California, year round, but you're stuck in the office, you're a busy CEO, you don't get outside as much as you would love to say you did, and you're in the office most of the time under artificial lights, you are probably vitamin D deficient as well, even though you live in an atmosphere that would be conducive to having optimal levels. So that's something like one big tip if you got anything from this podcast episode is like, go check your vitamin D levels because it could make you feel a whole lot better. And it's like so easy to boost.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely you can get the pills for it, right? The vitamin D pills. I worked for a chiropractor in college, and we learned all about vitamin D. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is reminding me.
Actually, I don't like the pills.
Oh,
So
really? So
yeah,
pills
just
are
a little nugget. I don't like the pills. I like the drops. So having like a liposomal form that goes into underneath your tongue. And then you always want to have vitamin K added to vitamin D so that it's absorbed and used better in the body.
That's see, little nugget. Everybody can take that and win today. That's important.
You want to
So,
get the sublingual drops.
and are those over the counter?
Yeah, you can get them over the counter. A lot of you always want to make sure it's like a high quality brand, of course. So look at high quality supplementation brands. One of my favorite, for example, is called Thorn Research, and you can purchase this by yourself. It's super. It's just a great supplement. Pharmaceutical grade supplements that are really high quality, and they have a liquid vitamin D with K. So just looking to those types of companies would be a good starting point rather than going to your local, Kroger, because like you just don't know if you can trust those brands as much. They may have really good quality brands, but it's kind of harder to see since you don't know what you're looking at yet. So going straight to maybe a health food shop would be a great option, or to a website like Thorn Research would be a great option.
Awesome. So that gives people some good direction to go with that. And I want to ask you even more application towards that because, as entrepreneurs, we all think about how can I perform at a higher level.
Mhm.
I'm under the belief system, this is just me, that you shouldn't be working 8 hours just to work 8 hours sake or 100 hours, whatever people work these days. I believe in short, potent work, like you said, quality work.
Mhm.
Um, and so I look at that and I say, I look at what you're talking about with charging your batteries and everything. How much do you recommend for the average person to, as far as getting sun, as instead of taking the drops or what have you, how much
Yeah.
sun should they be getting on a daily basis?
Man, it could be even 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes on lunch break, and five in the evening, as far as time wise. Of course, I would love for you to take a beautiful 45-minute walk outside. The more the merrier. But do with what you have and make it realistic for yourself. For me, for productivity and efficiency, it's more about you're going to have seasons of like grind where you're working a little bit more, like you just said. Right now, sometimes like you'll have seasons where your fitness kind of falls to the bottom of the priority list, right? You'll have moments, but my priority for all of you guys is to let you know that though like the push and the desire to do more will never ever ever go away, because your entrepreneurs, your CEOs, your business leaders, it will never go away. So something's going to go, and it's going to be your health. So if you can just prioritize even 5 minutes or 15 minutes a day, do bulking some health things into like one little thing, step outside barefoot in the grass with chlorophyll and lemon water, and practice some gratitude and get some sunshine. Whatever it is, it's going to go far. It's about doing like what is realistic for you. And then when you come off of those pushes, so when you come off of the big launch or the big tour or even travel, like I travel often and so do my clients. I just got back from a big event. I hosted my own 4-day event. Then I was a keynote at a 3-day event. Then I went straight to a media tour for like 4 days. And then I was a keynote at another 3-day event. That's a big bulk of being on. And so when I come home throughout the whole trip, I'm doing things to prioritize my health. I'm even healthier when I'm on the road, and I'm very strategic. And then when I'm home, I'm activating what's called your parasympathetic nervous system as much as you can. So, activating your parasympathetic nervous system to start to rebalance the body, to recalibrate, recoup, so that you can keep on rewiring your body stronger and stronger and stronger every single time.
And see, and that's so interesting because you're almost treating your energy like a muscle, right? It's the recovery time is where you're actually getting a lot of that benefit. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, totally. Recovery is everything. I don't want you to be in this perfect like Zen state 24/7. That it's just not realistic for business owners and you know, world changers, right? There are going to be times where you're a little stressed out, where even a good stress. I talk about good stress all the time. There are times where I'm like anxious and stressed because I'm so freaking excited, right? And my body doesn't know that I'm in a sympathetic nervous state because I'm happy, but it still does the same like rev up energy in your body. And so we need to rebalance and balance that out with the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's by doing things like relaxation. Infrared sauna is like I love flotation pods. If you've ever heard of flotation therapy or sensory deprivation tanks, it's a fantastic tool for CEOs, for business owners, for busy people to rebalance their body, just like totally relaxing. Maybe for you, that's even just 20 minutes alone in your bedroom with the lights turned off, not talking to anyone. Like, just like not talking, even to your spouse, like just not talking to anyone, just totally just being silent and kind of regenerating and recouping.
I love that. And I hope everybody's listening to that because she just gave you about four amazing tools to go use today. You didn't even have to pay her a dime for it. I mean, look at that. Pretty
I mean,
amazing.
Yeah, I live and breathe this stuff. So there's just so many things that you could do that there's no excuse not to feel amazing while you're also completely dominating business and your personal life and being a mom or being a dad or whatever it is that you're doing in life. Like you totally can have both. You can feel very great and have a lot of energy and just feel creative and awesome, and also have a very what other people would think of as stressful job or position or whatever it is. And do them both really well.
Yeah, love that. Well, and this is coming from somebody inexperienced. I mean, you're a CEO, you do have kids, you are married. I mean, all of those things take a lot of emotional energy, and a lot of people don't give it as much credit as I think they should. And knowing that, like that is as much of a full time job as running your own company, and when you're doing all of those things, it's constantly pulling from that battery life, and so you do have to be more um, proactive, I guess, is with recharging. So
Yeah.
I do want to ask you this because this does translate well over to the business side. I mean, you're running a very successful company while doing this, while training people in this. You just wrote a book as well about this. So can you give us a little bit of background first on the book and what it's about?
Yeah. Well, the book is called "Eat Right for Your Inflammation Type," and it's actually not even all about eating. It's a very comprehensive overview into everything that we've done in our business for our clientele, written in a book form. Of course, at the end of the day, I'm a huge fan of working with a functional medicine practitioner, but everything that we teach our clientele to do is written in this book so that you could pick it up for 20 bucks and flip through it and just start to see, even if you get one little nugget from it, just like even listening to a podcast, like that one thing that's going to just stick with you. So the book is all about identifying your inflammation type and then how to reverse it so that you can live a healthier, more energetic life.
Love that. So make sure you go check that out. Where can they get access to that first off?
Anywhere that you buy books, Amazon, Barnes and
Awesome.
Noble, yeah, just everywhere.
Some
It's called.
people self-publish on the show, and I'm like, go to Amazon, like it's not on Amazon.
Oh yeah. So we are traditionally published by Simon Schuster Atria Books. So you can find it at anywhere you would buy your book.
Awesome. So make sure everybody go check that out. I just want to give a quick shout out for that. But Maggie, with in regards to running your own company and keeping those energy levels high. I mean, it's the ramifications of increasing your energy are huge in business because I'm just going to give a scenario here. I just talked about at lunchtime, my energy just drops off. It's a
Mhm.
sign of being unhealthy, and I do understand that. And so how would you help somebody with that afternoon slump? I mean, we've talked about doing the vitamin D, about the sensory deprivation tanks and the relaxation recovery. What are some of the things that you would implement with somebody to help them overcome that energy slump? Because to create more productive hours is really my main question.
Well, the first thing is to find out what's going on in your body. And people like don't like that answer. They want the quick fix, but just like you would analyze, say your Facebook ads aren't working, you would never just be like, "Oh, they're not working. Oh well." Or you would never just like ask somebody, "Hey, like, what should we do?" And blindly go at this. You would analyze the information. Where are people dropping out in the funnel? Is it the conversions? Is it your landing page? Is it what the offering? So just like you would analyze anything in business, we analyze your body. And if you are having afternoon slumps, we need to figure out why. Is it your energy levels? Is it a heavy metal? Is it a gut bacteria? Is it your hormones? Is it your circadian rhythm, your cortisol cycles? Finding out why. It's the easiest, fastest way to success. Just like in business, it's like the easiest, fastest way to success. And so that's what we're doing. That's what like my first advice would be for everybody is to do labs on yourself and just figure out, we'll have like a practitioner do labs on you and figure out exactly what's going on for your body. We mentioned vitamin D, but maybe your vitamin D is perfectly fine. So what is it for you? It might not be like vitamin B is something that's very familiar. People are like, "Oh, you're tired, take B12." Well, maybe your B12 is absolutely perfect. It is actually your ALA or your magnesium or your CoQ10 or whatever it is for you. And so just personalizing it is going to get you your results that you're looking for faster and easier instead of trying to figure this out or ask a bunch of friends or like God forbid you like post on Facebook that you're having afternoon slumps and then you get 100 messages of what to take or what to do that's not based on your unique body.
or to join their network marketing company. That's
Yes. And my all this stuff. And yeah, it's just to me, I like the fast, easy way and proven way. And so we know exactly what's going on in your body. Your body is unlike anyone else's. So even if I tell you like this is what worked for Jerry who had afternoon slumps, it's not going to be as personalized as I know you would want it to be. And we are all after a life of, massive impact and adventure and abundance. And so we need to treat our own bodies the same.
Love that. Well, and Maggie, I do want to say thank you first off for coming in and sharing all the different tools that people can use. I love that when we do interviews like this and somebody actually gives actionable steps. So I hope everybody paid attention to this episode and said, maybe there's one or two things I could do in there. And like you said, bare minimum, figure out what your levels are. Go get some labs done. It's inexpensive. Your insurance will probably cover most of it, right? do what you got to do to just kind of figure out those levels. I know for me, this has given me the motivation to go get that figured out. So I hope everybody will take that to the bank. Hold me accountable to it, everybody. So Maggie, I do want to ask you a couple final questions. So the first off is that you work with people one-on-one, helping them do this as well. So where can people get access to you and to your program?
Sure. Maggie Berghoff is my name. So maggieberghoff.com is my main site, and you can find out everything there.
So I love it. One simple place to go. So that's maggieberghoff.com. I actually
Yep.
pronounced it right that time, which is very important. So make sure you go check that out. And then Maggie, just to kind of wrap this interview up with a beautiful bow, what's your final parting piece of guidance for our audience?
Ooh, I would say we talked a lot about like labs and do this and do that. But at the end of the day, like I feel the most important thing that's going to get you most traction if you're trying to prioritize your energy levels and your immune system and your health so that you can excel in business and also your personal life is thinking what you can add to your life in the sense of nutrition. So, food. So, like the book is called Eat Right for Your Inflammation Type. There is a reason that food is the focus. You can be taking these vitamin D drops, but if you're eating fast food every day, all day, and you're stressed out and all this stuff, like you're probably not going to feel much of a difference. And so instead of thinking what to take away and you have to go on this diet or not eat gluten or any of those things, all I'm concerned about with my clientele and with you is what do you need to add? Like flood your body with nutrients, eat for energy, eat for your life, like for actually performing in your life full out every day. What can you add to your life every day to make that easier for your body?